Welcome to the Spirit Sessions podcast. I'm your guide, Katie Silcox, bringing you your weekly self-love soundbite. Join us, where I'll help you find your true spiritual home, where every single aspect of you is holy ground, holy ground, holy ground, holy ground.
This is Spirit Session Podcast with Katie Silcox. Venga chicos, empezamos. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hi everyone, Katie here. This podcast is intended to inspire you, educate you, and most importantly, support you on your journey towards knowing who you really are, that inner self, that inner teacher. I am not a psychologist or a medical doctor and do not offer professional health or medical advice on this podcast. If you are suffering from any kind of psychological or medical issue, please do the right thing and seek help from your qualified health professional. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Spirit Sessions. Happy spring, everybody. I have a beautiful little podcast for you guys today, and it's something that we get a lot of questions about. What does Ayurveda say about weight loss? And, I think the better idea than thinking about losing weight is really how to be strong for as long as possible. Ayurveda does not understand your age as the number of years that you've been on the planet, but as the amount of muscle that you have and your ojas, which is your health and your resiliency. And what we really want is for prana, for energy, to be able to flow through all of the channels. You may have heard of the idea of metabolic health. Ayurveda was the original understanding of metabolism being a real marker and the reduction of inflammation being a real marker for health. And so rather than a number on the scale, what we're hoping for is a reduction in inflammation and a reduction in the amount of ama or toxins that are built up in the body and an increase in the amount of metabolic flow. So your ability to digest and absorb and your ability to channel good things in and utilize them and get bad things out. So this is a podcast on Ayurveda for what I call weight balancing. We'll talk about some of the deeper emotional aspects of this, our relationship with food, and our relationship to the divine, to God. And according to Ayurveda, all of these imbalances start in the mind, and that affects the digestive system. So talking about Agni, metabolic health, ama, reduction in toxins, and ojas, getting back to your natural state of health and immunity. I hope you enjoy this podcast. And by the way, if you are new to us, I really invite you to think about joining our Spirit Sessions membership. It is super affordable. It's $28 a month. And for that amount, you get instant access into what I call the vault. All of my practices, all of my meditations, all of our videos, everything, plus a live special workshop with me every single month, which is a 2-hour live workshop. And when you join, you not only get that live workshop, but you get all the live workshops that we've done in the past. So it really is an incredible deal for $28. And guess what else? If you are one of our level 1 listeners, remember you've already done level 1. Level 2 starts again next week. And we actually have a lot of women from level 2 repeat level 2 because it's such a dense program, meaning so much information. Also, if you're totally new to the Shakti School, we have a free mini course on women's health and feminine form Ayurveda. I hope you enjoy this podcast, and here's to happy weight balancing. As per your request, we are listening Ayurveda for weight balancing. I was going to say weight loss, but some of you don't need to lose weight, and yet this talk is just as important for you as it is for those of you that may want to lose a few pounds. Weight balancing is one of the most critical things, I think, for so many of us as women. I know for me, it's been one of the biggest parts and still continues to be such a huge part of my journey. I remember reading the line from a book, Women, Food, and God, Gabrielle Roth, and she says, a woman's relationship to food is a direct mirror to her relationship with God. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I am eating so much and so fast. What does that mean? What is my relationship to God? And I discovered I am literally rushing through God, right? And so I just want you to consider that. What is my relationship to food? Do I mindlessly eat in front of the TV? Do I forget to eat completely and then eat something crappy in my kitchen standing up? What am I concerned only with feeding other people and I forget to lovingly feed myself? This singular question, what is my relationship to food, as a mirror to my relationship to my own heart, to my own God, right? My inner divine one. And what I realized was, man, I'm rushing through. I'm not even experiencing God, but I'm starving for God. I'm passionate for God. I want God so badly. And that one inquiry continues to be my guiding force in my relationship to food. In Ayurvedic medicine, the teaching is that all imbalances start in our digestive system. And so this original relationship to food is our original relationship to the Divine Mother. The mother is the one that feeds us from her breast. And so when we begin to course correct our relationship with food, we begin to experience radical healing on every level. So this talk is in no way designed to make you feel guilty or bad about this. This is something that most every woman that I know really struggles with and seeks balance in. So this talk is meant to embolden you and to empower you and set you on a journey that will really free you from the crazy. And the crazy is two poles, right? On one end of the crazy is I'm not going to worry about my body at all. I'm tired of this whole dieting thing. I hate our culture that's only focused on our superficial reality, and therefore I'm going to indulge my every food whim. I understand why people get that way. That's one end of the spectrum, and that is complete indulgence, and I don't care anymore. On the other hand of the spectrum is obsession, right? I'm going to restrict, and this would be like the realm of dieting. Ayurveda says both of those are going to lead to imbalance. If I don't give a shit at all, I let my little girl completely run my show and I indulge her every secret food fantasy, or I restrict her and I don't let her have anything that she likes and I only eat, meat and cheese because I'm on an Atkins diet or whatever crazy thing that people do these days. You are going to have imbalance eventually. This is just an Ayurvedic principle. Most of us tend to seesaw between indulgence and dieting, or many of us, I should say. Ayurveda also says that leads to imbalance. So today we're going to talk about 3 important things that are going to help you balance out everything. I've got my notes here because I've got a lot to say and I don't want to forget anything. If you're not in Ayurveda school, you should just go ahead and get in Ayurveda school, level 1, because we talk about this really for a whole year. This is the mother root of everything in Ayurvedic healthcare. What is the mother root? The mother root is threefold: Agni, Ama, Ojas. What does that mean? Agni. All of life, including your body, including your digestive system, but all of life is nothing but fire. Transformative heat. The sun. The sun is the reason that all of us are here on this planet, living in this beautiful life, experiencing reality. If the sun all of a sudden said bye-bye, all of us would die. So this big ball of fire in the sky is the thing that's keeping all of us alive. The ancient Vedics understood this. Your belly is the same. Your body metabolism is your Agni. Agni is synonymous with the Western word metabolic fire, metabolism.
So when your metabolism is balanced, it's not too high and you can't absorb anything because you're going through food too fast and your metabolism's too high, or what's very common, too low, right? You can eat one thing and gain 5 pounds. When either of those imbalances are occurring, you have an imbalance in Agni. There's a metabolic fire in your gut, but there's also a metabolic fire in every process in your body, in your blood, in your lymph, in your muscle, in your bone, in your thoughts. Emotions and thoughts have to be digested just like food has to be digested. So the number one thing that we want to be concerned with is, how do I get my metabolism in terms of weight balancing? How do I get my metabolism good and balanced? I'm going to give you the tips on how to get there. The second word in that three-pronged understanding of reality and in terms of our health is ama. Ama is a great word, and it just basically means toxic sludge. It's the residue, whether it be mental, emotional, or physical. It's the gunky residue that's left over in your system when you can't fully digest what you eat. You eat not only through your mouth, but you eat through all your 5 senses. You eat through everything you take in with your eyes, everything you smell, everything you taste, everything your skin touches, everything you hear. Everything must be eaten by Agni, by this fire. When I can't digest fully what I'm eating, whether it be food or social media or my family drama, whenever I can't eat and digest all of that, I get what's left over called ama, which is toxicity. If we're speaking about weight balancing, this looks like physical toxins sludged up in the body. I've seen a lot of ama in my day, truthfully, come out of my own body, right? Ama, the teachings say, is slimy, mucus, mucilaginous gunk. And depending on what dosha, it can be different colors. So I'm saying this because this is a physiological phenomenon. Most Americans have somewhere between 7 to, I don't know the statistic now, 7 to like 15 or 30, it's something insane, pounds of just undigested fecal matter inside their body. That is overt ama. So you could be a skinny mini and still have 7 pounds of undigested fecal matter in you. Not good. So ama's got to be gotten rid of. Ama smothers your digestive fire. Ama smothers Agni. It's like having a fire and throwing 13 pounds of mucus on it. It's going to go out. And so the more ama you have, the more your fire becomes damp. Now guys, listen carefully. And then it's a bad cycle, because then the more your fire becomes damp, the more ama you create. This is what's happening a lot in our world, is that you may be even trying to eat very, very healthy, but if you have a high amount of ama and your digestive fire is low, even if you're eating the most healthy food on the planet, you can't digest it and it just keeps creating ama. So I'm going to tell you in a moment how to get out of this vicious Agni ama cycle that's really, really challenging. Third word is ojas. Ojas is this natural health, vitality, immunity, longevity, youthfulness, sex fluids, fertility. Ojas is your psychophysiological immunity and youth. It's your sex sap, if you will. What is the relationship between ama and Agni and this third really yummy, juicy thing? And that is, if you have good Agni and you have low ama or no ama, you have high ojas. And the higher that ojas, the more this cycle becomes a fruitful cycle, a benevolent cycle, and your good ojas keeps your good Agni, and your good Agni keeps the ama low. Right? And that's what we want. It's called the virtuous cycle rather than the not so virtuous cycle. So what do? I want to do 2 things. I want to build healthy Agni, meaning healthy metabolism, and I want to reduce ama, toxic buildup. So the Ayurvedic approach to weight balancing. No matter what your weight is, it's helpful to do a seasonal cleanse. And if you're in Ayurveda school, which everyone should be because it's crazy amazing, we teach you how to do your own at-home cleanse. But the point is, we should be doing a cleanse every single fall, just as human people. The animals do it all the time in the fall and in the spring. So fall and spring, we should be doing a seasonal cleanse to get rid of the ama. We should also be doing regular emotional cleanses. That might mean for you journaling or doing some sort of emotion processing therapies. Super important. If you, in addition to just doing a cleanse, every day should be a harmonious practice in mindful eating practices. And so what are those? The number one most important thing that I have found is it is way more important how you eat than what you eat. People become obsessed with what should I eat to have weight balance. And I would say how you eat is way more important. The teachings say it's better to eat in a harmonious environment with a harmonious heart. It's better to eat crappy food in a good environment, both inside and out, than to eat perfectly organic, farmer's market, local, freaking like organic, free-range hipster food and be in an emotional uproar and eating in a bad environment and in a bad way. That will create more ama than the other, than if you eat a McDonald's hamburger but being loving and in a good way. So how can I eat harmoniously and in a good way? First, the nervous system, the nervous system, the nervous system. Ayurveda has us sit in a beautiful place. Maybe you can be in nature, or if you're at work, you're looking out onto some trees, and you take a minute to chill out. The way we take a minute to chill out traditionally is we pray over the food. Do you think that it's interesting that this phenomenon has developed all over humanity, even before the internet when no one could talk to each other? We pray over food, not religiously, just as people who were tuned in to nature. You pray over food because prayer puts us in a place of gratitude, and gratitude puts our nervous system in a place of parasympathetic. So getting your body calm before you eat is way important. We should never eat when we're in a state of fear or anger or grief. You should just wait and let that pass and then eat. So being calm, being in a beautiful environment, taking time out of your day when the sun is the highest in the sky. The sun is a macro representation of the metabolic fire or sun of your belly. So in the middle of the day, your digestive enzymes and your metabolic processes are highest. Americans have it all wrong. We eat our biggest meal at night right before we're about to go to bed. It should be in the middle of the day. I know that might be challenging for some of you, but if you can just slowly shift that, it's going to be super helpful. By the way, and this is totally related, your metabolic fire is highest in the middle of the day for the digestive process of the food that you're taking in. And that food will be converted into tissue, muscle, bone, blood, lymph, all the things you need to feel good and feel alive. At night, a different janitor comes in, and we call him the nighttime janitor. It's just like a school. When the kids are there during the day, the nighttime janitor is not going to come because everybody's awake. Same, if you eat a big heavy meal at night, your nighttime janitor, which is your liver, by the way, your liver chi or prana turns on around 10. In the summer, it's around 11:30. Your janitor comes around 10 in the winter, around 11:30 in the summer. And he is excited about cleaning up your liver, and your liver needs to be cleaned. If you have a big heavy meal on your gut at night, your janitor is going to go, oh no, I can't do the deep cleaning of the school. The kids left their papers everywhere and their crayons, and they left their lunch on the table. The nighttime janitor is going to clean up all that superficial mess, meaning your nighttime janitor is going to digest the food. He's not going to do the deep cleaning of the liver and the spleen and the organs, which is what he should be doing. So the dinner is really, we call it in English supper. You've heard that word. The word supper comes from the word supplement. Your lunch is your main meal. Your supper is the supplement to lunch if you need a little bit more food before you go to bed. And so traditionally, this would be like a piece of toast with some butter on it, or, a little bit of porridge with some butter on it. You do your carbs traditionally at night. This is genius. Carbs at night help the production of melatonin. They help the nice juicy hormones that we need to go to bed. And so if you're going to have Ayurveda for weight balancing and for cleansing, try to eat your heavier meal in the day. Eat your meats, your greens, your veggies. Your proteins take a lot longer to digest, by the way, than carbs. And do your carbs at night. Women especially need carbohydrates, especially complex carbohydrates, not processed carbs, and they need it at night for all of our hormone balance. So these are just tricks, tips, things that are going to help you balance. Okay, so now the meal's happening. We should eat the food to even consistency. The food should be unctuous, almost like a paste in your mouth. This one has been super hard for me. When I started doing this practice as a meditation almost, what I found that was getting it to an even consistency almost caused me a little bit of disgust. That may be from when I was a little baby. We have patterns in our response to food from when we're very, very, very young. Now I can eat it to a consistency and I don't feel disgust, which may have been a reason why I'm trying to eat so fast. I'm only sharing that with you because I guarantee you probably have some patterns in your relationship to food that you'll find when you slow down and you start to actually get the food to an even consistency. Then you take the food in. Another beautiful technique for weight balancing is in between bites, just sit the spoon or the fork down. It will help you eat slower and more mindfully. Okay, I'm so excited because right now I'm about to say the thing I've been waiting to say this whole time, and if you get one thing from this whole talk, get this thing. This one thing has completely changed my life and truthfully balanced my weight. More than anything, more than any other cue on what you should be eating, this is the thing that's going to balance your weight more than anything else. And that is the beautiful phenomenon known as the first burp. Most people are not even aware that they have a burp, the first burp that happens. When you're eating mindfully, you'll notice a little tiny, a little burp. It won't be a huge explosive burp. Just this tiny little burp is going to emerge out of your stomach. And what that's telling you is that the first third of the body should be comprised of heavy food. The second third will be liquids, whether it be soup or like unctuous, soft things like a lentil or a dal or a sweet potato. And then the last third should just be air. So as your stomach starts to fill up, and your stomach's only about that big, your stomach can only really hold about that much food. If you put much more than that in it, your stomach muscle, it's a muscle, stretches. If you do it every day of your life, your stomach actually gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then guess what? You need more and more and more and more food to feel the feeling of fullness. So we can't rely on that feeling of being full, you guys, because many of us have stretched out our stomach way bigger than what it is. So what we can rely on though is this first burp. So as the stomach fills up, the air will rise and you'll just emit a small tiny burp. And what that's telling you is you are done. You're full. It's pretty amazing. Some of you may say, well, I didn't know I have it, and you'll sit down and you don't feel it. And what I will say is if your nervous system is so wound up around food, you may not feel it. If you're anxious, it may take a little while to feel it, but everyone does this, and you can do this if you'll be mindful about it and calm yourself, and it will come through, and it's really fun. And you can do it if you're eating with other people. You know, they'll be very curious also to want to learn it, and it's so fun to do it. And then when your first burp comes, then you put your spoon down, because you know That is all the food that my Agni, my metabolism, can handle at this time. It's genius because your body knows exactly how much food it needs, and your body will change. There'll be days you might need a little bit more food and days where you don't. I know this for myself. If I've been very, very active or exercise a lot, I can handle a little bit more. That burp will be a little later. Or depending on where I am in my menstrual cycle, the burp changes. I can trust the first burp. If I put that spoon down, then I'm going to give myself exactly what I need. The ancient teachings have a great little limerick or rhyme around this, and that is, if you stop at the first burp, you're a yogi, meaning a conscious, healthy person aligned with nature. If you stop at the second burp, you are a bogey, and that means someone who's now eating for boga, which means pleasure. And that's okay, every now and then you can be a bogey, but know you're being a bogey, right? The second burp, he's a bogey, meaning he eats for pleasure. The third is, if you stop at the third burp, you're a rogi, and roga in Sanskrit means pain. I love this. You're eating now for pain. It's going to cause your body major imbalance over time, and we see this in our world. Many of us are eating for pain. What does that mean? It means I am now covering up my feelings with food. I will have pain in the future because of this action. Overeating is a form, according to yoga, of violence. Ahimsa, non-violence. We want to be in non-violence with food. Overeating is a form of violence on the body, is what the teachings say. They also say that food is your first spiritual practice. So eating to the first burp, putting the spoon down, not eating in a distracted environment. This is another one that's been challenging for me because I love to eat and like watch a movie or watch TV. Your body doesn't like this because you have to take in all that information and sensory stimulation, and your body has to digest it, and it distracts the mind from being able to create the right digestive enzymes for the food. It's just too much, right? And so eating with media will create ama, toxicity. Food, weight loss, and fat. This is a big topic. In Ayurveda, and modern science is so hip to this now, fat, the word for fat in Sanskrit is sneha, and that word means fat, but it also means love. And so fat is not going to make your body fat if you use it high quality fats and you use them in moderation. What does create excess fat in the body is actually sugars. So overindulgence in sweets and sugar is, in Ayurvedic understanding, just carbs. Carbs convert to sugar. And so processed carbohydrates, and unfortunately this includes most bread that we have in America today, processed carbohydrates, simple carbs, convert to sugar. And so sugar and simple carbs create fat. High quality fat does not create fat. In fact, fat helps you lose fat because as you put that fat in, your body's like, oh, I don't have to store this fat anymore. So when we start to see storage of extra fat, what we're looking at is actually the sugar that has converted into excess fat, or just poor quality fried foods and all those things that you guys obviously know are not helpful. And so high quality carbs like rice, millet, quinoa, brown rice, all of these are wonderful carbs for the body. Sweet potatoes, many of the fruits, carrots are an example of carbohydrates. Those should be eaten more at night. They convert quickly, they're easily digested, and they won't turn to sugar in this way. So eating more fat and less carbs maybe during the day and more at night will be super helpful for weight balancing. What else is here on my notes? Oh, the very important practice of your feelings and feeling your feelings and feeling your feelings away from your feelings with and around food. You've all heard that phrase, I'm eating my feelings. meaning that I'd rather eat this food and stuff the feelings down than to actually eat the feelings themselves. And this word is eating the feelings is exactly what has to happen. Your feelings are just like any food. They have to be taken, they have to be chewed on for a minute. And what does that mean? It means felt, and then they're digested, and then they're excreted. The nervous system, when I'm not getting in the way with my labels, the nervous system only takes about 90 seconds to process an authentic emotion. If you say something to me and it hurts my feelings, I might start crying, and it will only last 90 seconds if I don't attach a story to it, or you don't attach a story to it. So thinking about that, your emotions only take about 90 seconds if you just fully let yourself experience them. Most of us don't want to feel our feelings, so we just press them away. So being able to feel the feelings actually helps us in relationship to the way many of us use what I call the good girl drug, which is food as a numbing agent. The challenge with food is that unlike alcohol or cigarettes or any drug, you can't just put it down and never touch it again. Food is the nurturing part of life. So we are forced by reality to come into balance with our relationship to food. Unlike other things we can just abstain from, no one can abstain from food. We must find balance with it. Triphala is an herb. We're going to provide a link for you guys that I recommend to everybody to tonify the gut. It's one of my best weight loss herbs. Spicing your food in general will help increase Agni and reduce Ama. And the last thing I want to say before we end the talk, body yantra, body yantra, body yantra. And that is all these practices that I've been giving you guys all season, which are designed to bring your mind into your bones and to be able to inhabit the geometry of the relationship between our structural apparatus, helps us have the nervous system in a parasympathetic state much of the time. So in other words, if my structure is in a fight or flight state, then I actually can't get to a place of being able to digest the food. So having my nervous system balanced and healthy, you can hear my little buzzer going off. That's my rice going off. I like to prepare the food beforehand. But having our nervous system in a parasympathetic state will actually enable the gut to rest and digest the food. So your meditation practice and the type of yoga that I'm teaching you guys is the number one thing that you can do to digest better. You can eat the perfect yoga girl food, all organic, all wonderful. You can even eat the right amount for it, but if your nervous system is in a fight or flight state, over time, you won't even be able to digest it. And that's what I see with a lot of us sensitive yoga girl types is we're doing all the right things, and yet sometimes digestion and our relationship to food is still super challenging. And so getting our nervous system balanced is going to be the number one way that we can boost our Agni, our metabolism, and reduce toxicity in the body, speaking on a physical and a mental, emotional level. You guys, I'm so excited for this video. Weight balance is really important. When you feel the right weight, when your Agni is good, when your Ama is low, you feel good. And when you feel good, you just do good in the world. So let's not take this topic lightly. It's really important. I really encourage you guys to be selfish in the sense of make this a big priority for you. Get your body operating like a well-oiled machine. It's one of the goals of my life, and I'm here to help you do it. Have a great time.
A big special thanks to Kevin Carlisle of Goodbye Gemini, who wrote this beautiful podcast music, and to DJ Juan Pablo Jimenez in southern Spain for mixing it and making it magic.